The following is a special presentation of the Simulation Football League.
St. Clair flips it out to Heachel. Got a lot of space. Beautiful block. Heachel is all by himself, and you will never catch that man. Touchdown, New York Knights. Holy mother of Sim. Redfeather back to pass against a four-man rush. Redfeather steps up, fires the back of the end zone, and it's picked. He threw another pick. Oh, he threw another pick. Oaken Shield.
That is exactly what he didn't want to happen.
And Snyder's going to shake off a tackle, and Snyder's got still going. Snyder, you got to be kidding me! Snyder, touchdown! It's a blaze, but it's team wide Bosco touchdown! Santa Fe! Welcome to Cleveland, Ohio on an ugly Saturday afternoon as the Cleveland Vipers are set to take on the Honolulu Legends in the second game of week number 2 here on the Sim Football Network on Twitch.tv. Alongside Greg Morris, I'm your play-by-play commentator, Cameron Irvine. And Greg, welcome back, my friend.
Thank you, Cam. We're dancing in the rain. Dancing in the rain.
About 69 degrees today. And partly cloudy. Oh, pictures missing there on John English and Jude Fierro. You guys know what they look like. You're fine. As we head down to the field for the coin toss, the Honolulu Legends begin their season today. Cleveland trying to avoid an 0-2 start. And Corky, you know, every time we sing on this broadcast, people get upset at us.
I know that. And my apologies. It won't happen again until the second half.
We get our first glimpse at these. I mean, I'm sorry, but they are just gorgeous Honolulu road uniforms.
Those are beautiful.
In the dark gray, Cleveland is going to kick it away to Honolulu to begin this game. Again, 69 degrees and light rain today, but rain is expected to fall all day here in Cleveland. So if the Vipers want to get their first win of the season, they're going to have to win it ugly. And from Ohio, we're underway. Pretty full county stadium as Honolulu returns past the 25, past the 30 to the 32-yard line. And we're going to have to help the viewers out a little bit with configuring these jerseys in the dark skies as Honolulu is in the black helmets with the dark gray uniforms and the black pants with the yellow numbers and black trim. Cleveland in the home white helmets, brown jerseys, white pants with white numbers and red trim. First and 10 for the Legends at the 32-yard line, and Walker will start the game off with a deep throw down the field. It is the former Viper, and it's the former Viper, Caesar Cannon, first down to the 13-yard line for Cannon, and what a start for Honolulu.
Man, that caught me totally off guard because I thought because of the rain that the Legends would try to take advantage of their newly acquired running back, Johnny English.
Instead, Caesar Cannon beats the secondary and gets into the red zone on the very first play. And Caesar Cannon in the preseason game against Tallahassee, just one catch. And he's got one catch in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, it would bode well for Walker to continue to go to him because he's a big old boy, 6'6".
3 in the backfield, and the handoff goes to Johnny English, the man of the hour, and he loses 2 yards as he tried to cut it back to the right after the middle of the field was filled. Good job of the Viper D there.
Yeah, they've got 2 big old boys at defensive tackle, 6'1", 313-pound Lee Tuck. Help me. Inyuk. And then defensive end, Chake Congo.
Pretty good first crack at the names there. I'm proud of it. 4 receivers and a play action. English. Walker's going to the end zone and the pass is caught. Touchdown! Touchdown Legends to Yuya Iba in the back of the end zone, and in 3 plays, Honolulu has scored.
Yeah, Walker's pretty much just said, forget you, Greg, you don't know what you're talking about. We're going to continue to pass. We're going to go downfield on these guys. Now, what I can see probably will end up happening is them softening them up downfield and just feeding English down the field. Something similar to what San Francisco did with their West Coast offense.
And you might have thought with the way that Kevin Walker struggled in the first half of in the second half of their preseason game, and with the storyline of John English coming back to Cleveland as the extra point is good, you thought we would have seen a little bit more of English on the first drive. Not so. Honolulu, I think, catching Cleveland a bit off guard there.
So do you think that the Vipers come back now? Okay, we're going to give you a little of your own medicine. We're going to feed Christ.
Yeah, they might, and especially after last week, Caleb Wright was a bit handcuffed because of those 2 goal safeties in Santa Fe. I would expect that they are eager to unload today as the Legends kick it off. Cleveland back from their 8-yard line on the kickoff return, and not much space there out to the 23-yard line. And let's see how these two teams break down. We were talking about it in pregame, Corky, about the fact that both of these teams averaged over 2 turnovers per game last year, and if you're going to be a playoff caliber team in this league, you've got to cut that down.
Well, the weather today sure will help you with your fumbles and your interceptions if you're not careful.
1st and 10 from the 23-yard line as Caleb Wright, it falls and nearly fell over, but the pass is caught to the outside, but Chris Davis ran out of bounds. The timing was all thrown off on that play because Caleb Wright stumbled out of the break.
Yeah, it looked like he tripped over one of his linemen going back, or he could have just slipped on the field.
Definitely not the best start for the Cleveland Vipers in this game. Of course, we saw San Francisco a couple of nights ago give up a touchdown in the first 2 plays, and we all know how that game turned out. 2nd and 10 of the 24 as Davis is only going to pick up 2 yards, and the tackle is made by Jeb Gatlin, the former Minneapolis Mauler, on a gain of only 2 yards, and it brings up 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, Honolulu has the Gatlin brothers this year.
Those of you wondering if Honolulu's away jerseys are quote-unquote illegal, it's just because of the rain that it makes it hard to see the difference between the 2 teams. 2 teams are different enough. Right back to pass on a 3rd down and 8. He will sling it deep down the field. The pass is caught by Scott King to the 47-yard line. A beautiful grab and one-on-one coverage. And we talked about it. Slinging the rock. Caleb Wright able to do that a little bit more today, even though King matched up against Gold Star June Fierro.
Which if I'm right, I don't go to that well too often.
It paid off for him the first time, as with 3 backs in the backfield, King is isolated on Fierro at the bottom of the screen, and they're going to hand it off to Davis. Davis around the right-hand side gets hit in the backfield again, breaks off a couple of tackles, and Davis rumbles and stumbles down to the Honolulu 45-yard line, an 8-yard pickup, and that is what we expect to see out of Chris Davis, not whatever we saw last week.
Yeah, he's a combination of finesse and power, just smooth, quick feet.
2nd down and 2 at the 45-yard line. 2 in the backfield out of the eye. Handoff on a stretch to Davis, and Davis is wrapped up immediately. Brought a blitz. Jeb Gatlin came around the outside along with Nathaniel Grayson, and Cleveland unable to read the play, and it's 3rd and short.
Yeah, Honolulu has those 3 linebackers there, Gatlin, Unsicker, and Wilson.
Gage Wilson, of course, coming out of retirement. First SFL player to ever come out of retirement. He was taken in the rookie draft instead of a new player. As Wright takes a 3-step drop, flips it out to Davis, and a beautiful job by Fierro to break off the block and push Davis out of bounds, short of the markers, and it brings up 4th down and 2. And if Fierro does not make a Gold Star play there, that is a Viper first down.
Yeah, that's one of the things I noticed about Fierro last year, was the fact that he was a very good tackler, especially in space.
And it looks like for the short term, the Vipers have the offense on the field. 3 in the backfield, down to 12 on the play clock. Is this a hard count situation? It would appear so. Down to 6, down to 5. down to 4, and nobody moves off the Legend defensive front. And the Vipers will burn a timeout early, and they'll have to punt it away.
Yeah, we got to hope that Cleveland doesn't regret that and need that timeout later on in the half. So what do you think of the game so far? I mean, like I said, I was totally caught off guard by Honolulu's offense their first drive.
And Honolulu, to me, it's one of those things. Let's see what they continue to do throughout the game. The Legends are a hot and cold team offensively. Kevin Walker's been a hot and cold quarterback over the course of his career. To me, that's the biggest thing. Can Cleveland settle down? Because we saw over the course of time, if their offense would have played a little better, as that punt is going to go into the end zone. If their offense would have played a little bit better last week, I don't think Santa Fe gets 38 points on the board. Cleveland's defense looked pretty good last week.
Yeah, I think Cleveland has a lot to prove. I mean, especially when you lose to an expansion team, the very next week, I'm thinking all week their preparation was, we got to go out here, we've got to make a statement. But so far they've fallen short.
First down and 10 at the 20, 7:54 to go in the opening quarter. The Legends lead the Vipers 7-0. 3 in the backfield, and Johnny English gets his second carry of the game, and Johnny English is buried. No gain. Cameron Brantley makes the tackle, and Brantley, an all-star from last year, this guy has really become the cornerstone of the Viper defense.
Yeah, he's a very good tackler. Wrap-up tackler, good technique, great form.
So far, Johnny English, 2 carries, -2 yards. He'll get his third carry, and he's going to lose 2 yards. Wrapped up in the backfield by, I believe, Inyuk was there, and Green was there as well, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 12. And so far, so good for the Cleveland run D.
Now, those defensive, the D tackle Inyuk and Congo, both great pass rushers.
3rd down and 12 at the 18-yard line, and Walker stands in the shotgun. Back to pass. Walker deep down the middle of the field, and it's off the hands of the intended receiver. The non-star done, and it's going to be a quick 3-and-out for Honolulu. And as I was telling you, it would appear the Vipers' defense has settled down.
And I also think the rain is starting to affect some of the gameplay here.
So our first drop pass of the day, so Honolulu will be punting from their 2-yard line.
Yeah, this should give Cleveland a pretty good field position.
Cleveland nearly blocked the punt there, but a great kick, my goodness, all the way back to the 43-yard line. As far as non-star punters go, you can't ask for a better kick than that, and we might have a little wind blowing to the south side of the stadium.
Now let's see if they can get Chris Davis off the block.
1st and 10 for the Vipers, their own 49. Two in the backfield, 2 receivers split wide, including the former running back for Honolulu, Noel Christ. He's at the bottom of the screen. Hand off to Chris Davis, and Davis is going to drag Gatlin forward, a pickup of 5, and Jeb Gatlin extremely active here in his first official game as a Legend.
Well, he's going to have to be, because Chris Davis, he's known to make the first guy miss, and the second guy, he'll break tackles. So they've got to wrap him up.
Boy, I tell you what, the chat is obsessed with the gray on brown jerseys today in this matchup. I don't know if they're ever going to talk about anything else. 2nd and 5 at the Honolulu 47, right back to pass. Wright's going to flip it out right side. Beautiful catch by Noel Christ. I mean, he turned around and caught that with one hand falling backwards. That's as pretty of a 6-yard gain as you're going to ever see.
That was a pretty catch. I think he had 7 catches last week against Santa Fe.
7 catches, 90 yards. Decent day for the second-year man. 1st and 10 from the Legend 40, a much better drive for Cleveland. Kinners 27, welcome to the chat. Appreciate you having me here today. Hand off on a counter, Davis. Davis right-hand side. Beautiful job by Davis. Just just shaking defenders just ever so slightly. A 12-yard pickup for another Viper first down. 27 yards on 5 carries for Davis so far.
Did I not just say that? That he'll make the guy miss and then he'll start breaking tackles. You've got to be able to wrap him up. There you go.
Just a nice little sidestep. Just one move opened up about 6-7 yards for Davis to end that play. First and 10 at the 28-yard line. Cleveland on the move in scoring position. 3 receivers, Wright calling out a different play. 3-step drop, and a great job by the offensive line of Cleveland. But Billy Joe Gatlin comes over and knocks away that pass. His first pass defended of the day. And the Gatlin brothers, who were formerly in Minneapolis, now in Honolulu, trying to make a difference for this D.
I think they are making a difference, and they will make a difference. Honolulu is going to be impressed with what they can do for them this year, which may help them move a little further forward than they did last year in the playoffs.
Billy Joe is a rich man, too. 2-year, $10 million deal.
Oh, without a doubt.
Second and 10 at the 28-yard line, trips to the left-hand side as Wright is going to drop the pass. Wright's got all day, dumps it up over the middle, and that is a solid 6-yard gain. Can't fault that play on a second and 10.
Oh, no. I mean, that is a very good play. Stay within yourself. Make the play. Give yourself an opportunity to fight another day. So, now what we have here is a 3rd and 4. Very makeable.
Caleb Wright in his second year at quarterback. He was 8th in passing yards last week with 206. 3rd down and 4, 8th I should say overall in the league. 3rd down and 4. Another short throw and a beautiful catch made. I believe that was a non-star up the middle, and that is another Viper first down to the 15-yard line. Again, a little bit hard to see because of the rain, but another great snag for the Viper receiving corps.
Yeah, they seem to be having great success out of that single back set.
And Caleb Wright is being very efficient, very methodical right now. A little bit more so than we saw against Santa Fe. He looks a little bit more comfortable. Right back to pass. Wright's going to flip it outside. That pass is caught by Kreis. And another short 3-yard pickup. Billy Joe Gatlin on the tackle. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with this drive. Everybody stayed within themselves. They're not trying to go deep. I think we discussed this earlier, how Cleveland was how they tried to go deep a lot last year.
This is about a 6-minute drive, 5-6-minute drive here from the Vipers. 2nd and 7 from the 11. Handoff goes to Davis, and Davis is squashed after a 2-yard pickup. And there that man is again. Jed Gatlin along with Gage Wilson brings up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, Gatlin's going to be a force today, especially if they continue to try to feed Davis, which is what they should do in conditions like this.
Gatlin moving back up from a bronze to a silver. Also got a payday from the Legends. They expect big things out of him this year. Trips left. 3rd down and 5 from the 10. Cleveland needs to punch it in as Wright drops the throw 3 steps. Wright will fire it outside. Pass caught. That's a 1st and goal to the 4. And again, that's the non-star receiver out of the trip set. And this time a little out route with Scott King as a diversion. And this drive is a long one now, 1st and goal.
Yeah, that trips and with the single back set, they've been pretty successful out of that.
1st and goal at the 4, down to 3 minutes to go in the quarter. 3-back set, the toss play out to Davis, and Davis is going to lose 3 yards as Honolulu came flying off that right-hand side. Allen on the tackle.
Surprised we didn't say Gatlin.
Yeah, it seems like he's been there on pretty much every play that's not been outside the hash marks.
Thank goodness he's not one of these players that gets the money and then takes the season off after he gets paid.
Yeah, 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line. 3 backs in the backfield. King at the bottom of the screen. Handoff Davis right up the gut. Davis spins off a defender and gets to the 3. Excellent effort by Davis as Billy Joe came up to make the tackle. And boy, I thought Davis was hurt. He a little slow getting up, but he's all right. 3rd down.
Yeah, he's just a dynamic back, and I've been impressed with him so far.
3rd and goal at the 3 after how long of a drive. This drive's taken almost the entire quarter.
Right.
If they don't get 7 here, it'd be a huge disappointment. Wright is changing the play. Two backs in the backfield, and Honolulu jumped offside. Free play for Davis, going to walk in anyway. Touchdown, Vipers! That penalty will be declined.
Davis puts me so much in mind of, and some of the users out there probably won't remember this back, he puts me in mind of Tony Dorsett.
So Cleveland gets the touchdown. The extra point can tie it. What a pretty drive for the Vipers, and a team that was 1-7 last year, did not score a touchdown last week. We've not seen a lot of those drives. That might be the best drive for Cleveland in the last 2 years.
Yeah, that was a well-played, well-executed drive.
Wright, I think, was perfect on the drive. I don't think he threw an incompletion.
No, he didn't.
Little 3, 4, 5, 6 yard routes. Hit King deep earlier in the game. And I think that pass completed to Scott King, I think that was probably real important to show the Honolulu defense, hey, we're going to attack you if you're not careful.
Yeah. An attack they did.
Honolulu 7, Cleveland 7. An entertaining first quarter here as both quarterbacks have passing touchdowns. Honolulu went 3 plays and scored on their first drive, then went 3 and out. So just 6 offensive plays for the Legends here in this quarter as they return the kick back from the 25-yard line. And I think Cleveland had 6 plays on offense in the last 2 minutes there. Jensen on that return.
So I'm wondering how Honolulu's going to answer here. Because they really haven't had the ball very much.
And Johnny English doesn't have positive yardage against his former team. 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. Minute 51 to go in the first quarter. Iva, bottom of the screen. Hand off English. English tries to cut back left, and he's blown up. No gain for Johnny English, and he is taking a beating out there on his former field.
Yeah, that defensive front for the Vipers, man, they are really charging off the ball. They're getting penetration, and that offensive line is not doing the job they need to be doing to get English off the ball.
Zach Elfage on the tackle, one of the more underrated outside linebackers, might be the most underrated outside linebacker in the league with San Francisco now in Cleveland. I mean, he's a big player. As Kevin Walker tried to throw the quickest slant I've ever seen to Cannon, and Elfage knocked the pass away. 3rd and 10, and the Legends all of a sudden look like nothing of the first 3 plays.
Yeah, like I said, they caught me off guard with their first drive, and I think they also caught the Vipers off guard too. And looks like they've adjusted. They've made some adjustments, and this looks like it's going to be a very good game.
3rd down and 10 from the 27. Kevin Walker did not fare well in 3rd longs in their preseason loss to Tallahassee. Walker back to throw, nearly sacked, going to go deep again. One-on-one coverage, and the pass is knocked away. There's the adjustment that you talked about, looking for Cannon deep down the field, and back-to-back 3-and-outs forced by a Viper defense that gave up almost 40 points per game last year.
Yeah, they've made adjustments, and now it's up to Honolulu to figure out, okay, what adjustments did they make, and let's do the same. Let's change our game plan accordingly.
Zach Elfage, one of 2-star players in Week 1 to record a sack. Also number 1 in the league in tackles for loss. Had 3 last week. And Cameron Brantley right behind him, 2nd on the SFL list with 2 tackles for loss last week. So Brantley and Elfage doing some work as Cleveland returns the punt nicely out past the 40 to the 43-yard line.
Well, getting back to Brantley, and I meant to mention Arrington as well, who is the strong safety for the Vipers. Both of those guys are very hard hitters. I mean, will knock your jock off.
Yeah, particularly Ahmad Arrington. I mean, the guy is known for being the heaviest hitting safety in the SFL. As you look at Davis's early numbers, 8 carries, 31 yards. And off to Davis, he gets his 9th carry. Davis breaks off a tackle, and he picks up 4 to bring up a 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, what's surprising me here so far is the way they're going to Davis. I thought this would happen more so with Honolulu going to English, because English is more of a workhorse back.
Davis averaged just 1.3 yards per carry in their loss to Santa Fe last week, so he's well over that average. 4-3 defensive look. They're going to hand to Davis again around the right-hand side, and this time Honolulu adjusts. And, boy, Jeb Gatlin was there again to make the tackle 3rd and 5.
He's earned that money, isn't he?
Definitely. And he might be taking some of his brother's money, too, while he's at it. Likely the final play of the first quarter. 3rd down and 5 at the 48, and they're going to run it again to Davis up the middle, and Davis is going to be stopped. So they tried to maybe sneak in an extra run there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down and 5 when we come back. End of the first quarter from County Stadium here in Cleveland. It's Honolulu 7, Cleveland 7. Your top 5 plays of week number 1 are coming up next.
But just quick, interesting fact here.
Number
Snowden
5,
is the, nephew
Corky
of former
makes the
NFL
dive.
star Chuck Foreman. They played with the Minnesota Vikings.
Interesting. I wonder if he might go to the Monarchs anytime soon. Deep ball, wide open. Diving catch is made. Touchdown. Greg Corky, his first catch of the day, goes for 6. And DC caught OKC, pardon my French, with their pants down.
Well, he should have caught it. It was an easy catch.
Oh, man. Michael was going out to defend the flats.
Right.
And they were so close to the end zone, there was just no way anyone was going to get over there in time. Just the first game. Number 4, 48 regular season games here on the SFL Network on Twitch. We have a long way to go, and I'm sure Orlando will be back in full force, playing much better defense. That's a nice catch in double. Oh, he fumbled! It's a fumble! Lorenzo Allen coughed it up, and Baltimore scores again! Howard recovered the fumble and ran it in for a touchdown. Unless it was picked off, let's take a look at that. That was really hard to see. Allen caught it. Blackwell forced the fumble, a legitimate fumble. Howard returns it, and Baltimore has scored 58 on opening night. Number 3, the bronze sensation. Player to coordinator to owner. That's exactly how you earn yourself a team in this league. Working up the hierarchy, and just look at him now. 31-3, Gorillas up over the Vipers as the handoff goes to Montoya. He breaks off a tackle, still going. Isaac Montoya, the bronze sensation. 20-10, and he's gonna score. Touchdown, Santa Fe. Unbelievable. That is the best run by a Bronze Star back this league has ever seen. Start of the ball game, a
Number
highly
2,
anticipated
it's
matchup
never too
as
early to score.
Money Mondays gets underway here in the SFL. Louisville's going to kick it away to New York to begin the game, and from Buffalo, New York at Metro Stadium, we're underway. Knights from the 9-yard line on the return. Past the 20, 25, past the 30, still on his feet, past the 40, and New York on the opening kickoff is gonna score! No flags! Touchdown, New York Knights! .5:42 to go in the third, 3 in the
Number
backfield.
1,
And Snyder's
Snyder.
going to get a toss from out of the
Sensational.
backfield. And Snyder's going to shake off a tackle. And Snyder's got still going. Snyder, you got to be kidding me! Snyder, touchdown! One of the most impressive runs I've ever seen Elliott Snyder pull off. That was ridiculous, and they're back up by 17. There's 1. There's 2. Unbelievable. Start of the second quarter here from Cleveland, Ohio. It begins with a Cleveland punt after 3 straight runs to Chris Davis don't gain a first down. Legends from the 14-yard line will return the kick up to about the 19. So we've seen a quarter of action and a little bit of a surprising quarter on both sides of the ball. What'd you like the most in that first quarter? Greg?
I like the fact that Cleveland didn't let Honolulu's touchdown get them down. They just stopped, took a breath, drove it right down the field, answered back, and tied it up.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line. 3 backs in the backfield for the Legends. Ibis to the bottom of the screen. They're going to hand it off to English. This time, English loads of room, and English breaks off of 2 tackles and gets up to the 35-yard line. But importantly, Ahmad Arrington slowed him down on the outside. English moves the chains, finally, for the Legends.
That's the English I've been waiting on.
That's only the second first down of this half for Honolulu, as crazy as it sounds. But, yeah, if English doesn't have to shed Ahmad Arrington there at the very last second, he probably scores a touchdown.
Yeah, he's probably taking that to the house. Yeah, I did a little quick basic math in my head. English has like a 4.7 average over the lifetime of his career.
First down and 10 at the 35. He certainly has shown that he has the proven capabilities to be a great player in this league. Hand off to English again around the left-hand side, and English will pick up 5. Second down and 5 at the 40. Back-to-back best runs of the day for Johnny. As we get a look at Elfage ready to attack again. That formation is the handoff goes to English. He breaks off a tackle. Johnny English, 3 straight carries, took a shot, and that's Ahmad Arrington. Man, we talk about it. That guy can lay the lumber.
Smack-a-dack-a-doo. Wow.
I feel like if you were at a Dave & Buster's, that's what you'd say as you're whacking the moles. Like, Ahmad Arrington's in there, smack it back and do, man, or whatever you said. I can't
Johnny
say
English is a big old boy, 6'4", 245 pounds, and he got destroyed.
3 receivers for the Legends, 3-4 defense out of Cleveland, handoff English. English trying to cut that left-hand side. And we have seen English constantly today. He goes one way, and the Vipers have him all wrapped up, and he has to reverse field, and that's causing some losses. Congo on the tackle.
Yeah, he's trying to cut across the grain, and the Vipers, they've got some seriously good containment going on here.
Right now, 70 passing yards and a touchdown for Kevin Walker. Walker, deep throw. Iba diving. Oh, Iba got just obliterated by Arrington as he tried to make the play third down.
There's that. We were just talking about the big hit.
You know it's a big hit when I can't finish the sentence that I was previously saying.
Right.
I mean, it just takes your breath away.
Yeah, I was probably having a discussion with his quarterback about now.
Third down and 10 at the 47-yard line. Yeah, Iba left out to dry there on that island. As the handoff goes to English on a third down and 10, and he lost 2 yards. I can't believe they just tried to run the football. Inyuk, the former Wyvern/legend, on the tackle, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, I'm pretty puzzled by the Legends' offense since that first drive when they scored. They've kind of been in a flux, or just I don't know. They're pretty big discombobulated.
See, if that was Louisville, you could have said they were in a funk, but yeah, friendly week.
Yeah.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
So what Honolulu showed was that we're here to take control of this game, and we're gonna just we're gonna move on after that first score. But Cleveland's come back and said, no, this is our house, not in our house.
What they really might have been trying to do is test that mental game of Cleveland, you know, for how much they have struggled over their history to see if they can bounce back.
Right.
They certainly have. 1st and 10 from the 23, empty backfield. Wright is going to go deep down the middle. That pass caught by King. Beautiful catch by King in traffic against the tall free safety Nathaniel Grayson to move the chains. Pretty play.
Yeah, Scott King on a post pattern across the middle, and he's a very fast wide receiver. I'm not sure what his 40 time is, but he can get by some people.
I think it's a 2.9.
Yeah.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line as the handoff goes to Davis. Right up the middle, got some help from his offensive line, and another 5-yard gain for Davis. 41 yards on 12 carries, and for Davis last week, I mean, he had 51 yards on 38 carries, so he's definitely having a better day today.
I think he's going to fare a little bit better against the Legends defense this week.
2nd and 5 at the 49 of Honolulu. The handoff goes to Davis. Davis around the right-hand side has a 1st down and a nice open field tackle by Billy Joe Gatlin, but still a move of the chains for Cleveland, and another solid drive is brewing here for the Vipers.
Like I said, Davis he so much reminds me of Tony Dorsett, ex-running back, or former running back for the Dallas Cowboys. I like his style, I like his shiftiness, his power and finesse, and his speed, by the way.
1st and 10 at the 44. They really hope that Davis can be more of a total package than English might have been here in his tenure. 3 receivers in an empty set, and Wright is going to fire wide open down the middle to the 21-yard line. The pass is caught, and slow to get up is Scott King again, I believe. 1st down, Cleveland. King opposite side of the field now.
And it looked like the Legends kind of packed the box then. So it looked like they had anywhere from 8 to 9 guys there in the box.
Cleveland seems to be just a step ahead here in this first half for the most part. King to the bottom of the screen. Fierro backs off as the secondary shifts. And again, 7 tight in the box as Chris Davis is going to get past that first line of defense and pick up a nice 7-yard gain. Again, a nice wrap-up tackle from Billy Joe Gatlin to prevent a bigger gain.
Cleveland is calling an excellent game right now. And they've got, not only are the Legends befuddled offensively, it looks like they're kind of in a funk defensively as well.
And Cleveland really, I mean, they're mixing it up. They're running some different packages. They're running, I mean, really, as you said, a well-called game so far as Davis has a 1st down and more. Inside the 5, Chris Davis! Touchdown! Cleveland! And they've got 2 here in the first half!
That man Davis, like I said, I am so impressed with his running so far. And to me, with the weather, the rain, I only see him getting better as the game goes on.
Well, you can really tell. We talked to owner Ronnie Nickens during the week, and you could tell. I mean, he was embarrassed from that performance against Santa Fe. He wanted to make the adjustments proper to get his team going, and so far today, it looks like everything that he has done to get this team prepared for this home opener has been the right move.
Oh yeah, they look like they're definitely ready. And if Honolulu isn't careful, this may be a long plane ride for them back home.
When we talk about, the jet lag, Honolulu has never really been, and that's been really their Achilles heel, never really been a good road team. They always go into Orlando and lay an egg, it would seem. They just these trips to the East Coast, they got to be really hard on these big football players sitting in those tiny airplane seats.
Well, I would agree.
From the 8, Honolulu on the return, past the 25, up to the 30. 6:35 to go in the second quarter. We sat down with owner Ronnie Nickens, and he talked about trying to turn this franchise around, and happy that the fans are behind him.
This sucks. His organization would always try things outside the box. Our fans continue to show their support for our team. As the owner of this franchise, I set a high standard every season, and when they are not met, no one feels the pain more than I. Our leaders on this team have sat down with me and we have discussed our expectations for this season. Goal 1 is to make the playoffs and having a winning season. And I feel we are ready to do that for our fans. Wide receiver Scott King has really stressed to our team how important this season is. And I feel we'll get it done.
Needed to do. As a matter of fact, I've been more impressed with their game than Honolulu. Honolulu's had 2 quick scores. But it's all about scoring the points, and that's what they've done.
So 6:18 to go in the first half, 14-14. The Legends get a touchdown as owner Ronnie Nickens is discussing, was discussing, the goals for this team, laying it out, trying to make the playoffs. And, first down and 10 for the Vipers now. They got to bounce back as the handoff goes to Davis. Davis sidesteps right side. Boy, that shift from left to right, that has been his best move today. And it's another solid 7-yard gain.
Yeah, it doesn't take very much for him, and he just needed probably another couple of inches, and he was probably going to take that one to the house as well.
Second down, 3 yards to go from the 36. Cleveland has gotten the better of Honolulu on the ground, but Kevin Walker has struck for 2 big plays to either receiver, Cannon and Iba, and that's got Honolulu in business as Davis cannot get the first down there on a 2-yard gain. Billy Joe Gatlin there on the tackle. And like we saw when they were with the Grand Rapids Rollers back when the Gatlin brothers were more of a focal point, these guys just make every play on the field.
But I'm wondering, are they starting to get a little fatigued, because their offense was on the field not very long and they scored right away.
Davis did not get the first down. The tackle was made by Gage Wilson. It's going to bring up a 4th down and inches. Tough to tell if he crossed the line. It looked on first glance like he did. No challenge from the Vipers, and they're going to have to punt it away.
Yeah, Gage Wilson, he's got very good. He's probably one of their leaders over on that defensive side. Not very.
I thought they were gonna fake it. The punter fell over on his keister and it rolls to the 32-yard line. I'm not so sure that they were gonna fake it. It looked like he was gonna throw it.
I missed it. I was running my yap.
It looked like he was gonna throw it, and then as he went to he slipped and decided, well, I better kick this ball away. That was such a bizarre play. Oh man, we're gonna have to look at that on the highlight reel. Goodness gracious. Hand off to English on a first down, trying to get it around the left-hand side. Takes the long way around, but still picks up the first down. Still on his feet, down the sideline. Johnny English past the 20, 10. He scores again. Touchdown, Honolulu, on one of the craziest runs after fake punt, pass, kick, whatever I've ever seen. Unbelievable.
Mama, there goes that man.
I mean, he goes 5 yards back before he scores.
Yeah, I was going to make a comment about that, but I'll keep my comments to myself because he took this one to the house. He was blazing. 51 didn't have a shot.
That's Cameron Brantley who was trying to catch up after him. I literally almost broke a sweat just trying to keep up with that play.
That was That was an outstanding run. And if you're Cleveland, you have to look at this and say, wait a minute. We've been doing everything right, and here we are, we're going to be down 7 points. How does that work?
It's absolutely unbelievable. I said that Johnny English just made me look bad on that entire call. I said he scored again. He hasn't even come close to scoring at all. That's his first touchdown of the day. And I don't know how anyone calls a play like that. I mean, he broke about 4 tackles while his feet were just about to go out of bounds. I don't know how he stayed in bounds.
He's Johnny English.
I mean, it's just unbelievable. 21-14. And from the 10-yard line, Cleveland on the return. If I'm Cleveland, besides the blown coverage, what have I done wrong in this game?
Nothing.
It's almost just not fair.
Right. I mean, they've done everything you could ask of a team, like you said, with the exception of the blown coverage. They A, B, C, D, right down the line. Exactly what they need to do to be in and win this game. And yet they're down 7 points.
First and 10 from the 30. The handoff goes to Davis. And Davis spins off a tackle. And that was Unsicker, I believe, on the stop. 4-yard gain, 83 yards. But 19 carries already in this first half. If I'm a Viper fan, I'm worried that Davis is going to start getting a little gassed here.
Yeah, that could be true, because unlike English, who is a workhorse, Davis is more of a scat back finesse power.
Second and 6, Davis still moving, and his footwork is just tremendous. A 4-yard gain brings up 3rd down and 2.
This is going to be an interesting call here, because Cleveland needs to stay on the field. They need to sustain this drive. They need to at least get 3 points, if not 7, out of this.
Right back to throw, takes a deep drop back, fires way downfield, and in double coverage, King cannot hold on. Gatlin was there on the play, and actually another Cleveland receiver was down there and nearly made the catch.
Now, the way they've been playing the entire game, that play there was fairly uncharacteristic. 3rd and 2 for them to go deep like that, and you have Davis in the backfield. I'm questioning that play.
So 4th down and 2, the Vipers will have to punt it away. I cannot believe there's still 3 minutes to go in this first half. This has been just a wild game, and you know, Greg, you haven't been here for many, you haven't gotten your opportunity to see many thrillers in person. You might have one on your hands today.
Yeah, it looks like we may. But if English continues to run like that, maybe not. Because that was otherworldly, that run.
I mean, Johnny English, in the first quarter, negative 2 yards.
Right.
I mean, just looked like he wasn't going to get to go anywhere today. As they hand it off to English again, why not continue to feed the beast? But a nice tackle. That's Cameron Brantley. A 2-yard gain brings up 2nd and 8 as the second quarter clock continues to wind.
Yeah, Brantley, he's that big hit guy.
2nd and 8 at the 27.
And he's a pretty big old boy himself. He's 6'5", 260 pounds, so he can really lay the wood on it.
People in the chat room really love their fashion. I keep thinking I might be at a fashion show, but then I remember I'm at a football game. Johnny English is going to remind us all that we're still at a football game, just churning the feet. He's over 100 yards just in this quarter alone. It's another legend first down.
And that doesn't bode well for Cleveland, because Johnny English, he just gets stronger and stronger as the game goes on. And from what I see from that run, he doesn't seem to be anywhere near fatigue.
High formation for Kevin Walker, and he's had a very good first half. They haven't used him a lot, but he's made some important throws down the field on target when necessary. As English gets another carry, right-hand side. Nice block on the outside by Cannon, but only a 2-yard pickup. as we wind down to the 2-minute line. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification along the Cleveland Viper Radio Network.
Viper football is on the air. WCVF 98.3 FM, the Sports Authority.
Second and 8 at the 42-yard line. Happy to have you with us alongside Greg Morris. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Cameron Irvine. This is Honolulu's season opener. Cleveland 0-1 after they lost to Santa Fe last week. Quick throw to Cannon, and the quick slant worked that time. And I tell you what, if Kevin Walker can throw that quick slant to Caesar Cannon consistently, that is going to be a tremendously difficult play to stop.
Man, was that a quick release. And that was on the money.
I mean, he took that snap and stood up and threw. He didn't even take any steps back.
Right.
That is a difficult play to execute. 3 receivers, 2 in the backfield. English takes the handoff. English breaks a tackle over on the left-hand side and pushes the pile forward for a 6-yard gain. Inyuk's second tackle. Honolulu doesn't seem to be in too much panic about the clock. They want the ball last.
Wow. I'm not real sure what Cleveland needs to do here to get off the field.
Second down and 4 at the 41-yard line, down to 1:06 to go. Honolulu has all 3 timeouts. And a delayed handoff to English is going to lose 2 yards. And Honolulu burns their first to hopefully convert this third down.
Yes, I said that's what they're going to do. They're going to stop English in the backfield. But I haven't seen that many blitzes out of this Viper defense today.
I can't wait till English plays Santa Fe. Just
that's going to be a fun game.
Just being able to English Spanish thing would be great. Walker back to pass, going deep again to Iba, wide open. Iba 10-5 touchdown.
Looks like they were in that same defense that he scored on before.
Walker has thrown 3 touchdown passes. Iba's got 2 of them. It's 27-14, and the Legends have piled on the points here in the second quarter.
Yep, that same defense. They were playing a zone, and the help up top wasn't there.
Man, when you go back to just 12 minutes ago, and you look at this game and where we were in this game, I mean, this is like a completely different Legends team. I think somebody said in the chat, hey, Cleveland looks like a brand new team. Well, they look like a brand new team again with Honolulu playing like they're playing out there.
Right. And so we've had 2 bad plays for Cleveland, and now they're 2 scores down. But up until that point, they were doing everything right.
28-14, now 50 seconds left on the clock. That's still time for the Vipers to tack on a touchdown here before the half.
If I was the Vipers, I'd be happy if I could just walk out of the half with at least 3 points.
The Vipers defense played pretty well last week, and unfortunately they have not brought their defense here in the second quarter, as Cleveland will only get out to the 28-yard line.
Now what Cleveland doesn't want to do is come out here and make a mistake and give the Legends the ball back here with excellent field position and giving them an opportunity, that's a tongue twister, to go back into the halftime with another score.
It's almost like the 2 teams have role reversed. Cleveland is usually that offense that makes that one big play down the field. And Honolulu is more the ball control team, as Davis gets a 9-yard gain, but could not get out of bounds. He was trying to, no huddle. Second and 1 from the 36, 2 timeouts for the Vipers. Back to throw is Caleb Wright, right over the middle. That pass is caught, first down to the 42-yard line. Gonna need to hurry it up here. Another 21 seconds. Trying to get into field goal range at least. Right back to pass. Wright stumbles, nearly falls, steps up in the pocket, fires deep down the field. The pass is incomplete. Boy, I thought he had it. That was Azuma down the field, and that stops the clock with 12 seconds on a 2nd and 10. And again, the timing thrown off because Wright lost his balance.
Azuma is usually a fairly sure-handed player to be a non-star player. He's fairly sure-handed.
And I'm not sure if it was knocked away or not. It's tough to tell because of the weather here in Cleveland today. 2nd and 10 for the 42, 3-back set, 2 timeouts for the Vipers, and this might just be a Hail Mary situation. If they can't get out of this, they're going to hand off on a draw, and that looks like that's what they were trying to do, set up the Hail Mary, and of course no gain though, as Cleveland takes a timeout with 3 seconds left. So one last gasp here in the first half before Dan Stevens and Peter O'Keefe show you the highlights from the first half, and all Honolulu needs to do is go back to Training Camp 101 and knock this down.
Yeah, that would be a big surprise if Cleveland scores off this. But stranger things have happened.
From their own 41-yard line, Honolulu has not really gotten a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Press coverage up front with only 4 in the box for the Legends. As Caleb Wright is going to drop back to throw. Caleb Wright's got time, and hit as he threw. And I believe we're going to have an ineligible receiver. It hit the offensive lineman, so that's going to be the end of the first half. Legends 28, Cleveland 14. Dan and Peter have the halftime call. This is the Viper Radio Network on twitch.tv.
He threw that one, and that will be an incomplete pass. There's a penalty marker on the play. Let's listen into the call.
Ineligible receiver, number 66, 5-yard penalty, repeat, 3rd down.
So in a bizarre turn of events, the Legends have accepted this penalty.
And that'll do it for the first half of this one.
There you go.
The Legends enjoying the lead, 28-14.
Okay, Dan, let's get this halftime show started. What do you have for us?
A look at our halftime stats here, and boy, look at the difference in passing yards. The Legends are winning because of it. Let's see if they can keep up their dominance in the second half. An exciting start to this one right on the first play from scrimmage. Number 87 was definitely a key player as he was able to work his way open for a big one here. A 55-yard play that set up a visitor's touchdown. The Legends get the first points of the game and go up by 7. Early in the first quarter, number 19 went to the air trying to convert on 3rd down, and he found his man. Unfortunately, they could not capitalize on the play. Towards the end of the first quarter, the Vipers behind by 7. Number 34 got the carry as they pounded him out on the ground, and he made the most of it. They evened the score 7-all. The Legends, now in the second quarter, number 24 would let his big old offensive line pave the way on this one. Unfortunately, the drive stopped shortly afterwards, and they had to punt it away. Game tied 7-all. Number 34 would make the first guy miss, and then he'd rip off a chunk of yardage here. A 14-yard touchdown for the home team. The Legends, middle of the second, number 13 emerged as a real weapon as he pulled one in here. A 70-yard touchdown for the visitors. Still midway through the second, game tied 14-all. Number 24 is going to show a little athleticism here as he finds an opening, and then he's off to the races. The Legends have it again. Number 13 came up with a big play as he was able to pull this one in. A 43-yard touchdown for the visitors. And that will do it. The Vipers are down at the half, 28-14.
Nice job, Dan.
The Vipers get the ball first this half, and they could use a score right out of the gates to get back into this one. They currently trail 28-14. Let's go down to the field.
It's halftime in Cleveland. The weather's getting ugly out there. 28-14. The Legends lead at the break. Back in 60 seconds.
Simulation football anywhere.
1,194 yards. The handoff goes to English. He can't seem to get yardage, but he's going to make the most out of this run. Past the 40. He's going to be tackled at the 28. But what a run from Johnny English. Gets easily the biggest play of the first quarter for the Cleveland Vipers, and it's a first down. English has had nowhere to run here in the first half, but nearly broke one out for a touchdown and has Cleveland in business.
Watch the game live at simulationfl.com.
Start of the third quarter, and the Vipers get the football. That's the good news for Cleveland. The bad news is they are down by 14 as we begin the second half of play.
Barrow
from the Vipers
puts the second half kickoff away.
It would probably help if Dan and Peter just go away. Cleveland on the return, past the 25 up to the 30-yard line. And Corky, what are your big keys to the second half of success?
Well, Cleveland's got to Cleveland's got to step up their defense. That corner's getting drilled over there. Well, not necessarily drilled, but the defense they're calling, they're not getting any help over the top, which is why Iba's having such success. So they've got to shut that down, and their offense, I think, just needs to stay the course.
Iba 192 receiving yards in the first half. That ties a season high for receiving yards in a game by any one player, which was Xavier Brunson 2 nights ago, as Davis gets 1 yard on the carry. And for as good of a first half as Davis had, he's now being outplayed by Johnny English. Second and 9.
Yeah, Johnny English is, like you said, that sideline run was just, it caught both of us off guard.
I mean, I thought he was going to step out of bounds.
Yeah, so did I.
At some point. And off Davis up the middle, and Davis picks up 3, and Davis just continues to get a lot of carries in this one, and with as much success as they've had with Scott King down the field, I'm a little surprised Caleb Wright didn't come out throwing here in this second half.
Well, I like that they're not panicking.
3rd and 6, 3 receivers. Third down and 6, they're going to run it right up the middle, first down, and he got pushed back behind the first down line, and he says, okay, I'll just get the first down a second time. Moves the chains to the 42. Look at this hit.
I guess he said that the only thing better than 1 first down is 2 first downs.
First down and 10 for the Vipers. That's one way to do it. I think they caught Honolulu a little off guard by just running it right at him on a 3rd down and long.
I think Honolulu should just gear themselves up for a lot of Davis this second half.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line, and Wright's going to change the play. Whose number is he going to call? Fierro's at the top of the screen defending King. And they're going to hand it to Davis around the right side. Davis picks up 3. Billy Joe Gatlin, yet another tackle. The Gatlin brothers combined for 11 tackles in the first half, and that's their 12th.
You know, Gatlin, the way they're playing, the way they're both playing, it's almost as if they're going to go to the owner and say, we want a tip after the game.
2nd and 7 at the 44. 4 receivers in an empty backfield for Wright. We're going to see a pass on this play. Right back to throw, takes a deep drop back, flips it outside, pass caught by King, turns the corner, first down to the Legend 48-yard line, and a nice pickup there for the Vipers to mix it up once again.
Yeah, I haven't heard King in a while.
And that's what was so great about those couple of drives from Cleveland when they were able to get touchdowns off of the legs of Chris Davis, was that they were, they were giving us that mix.
Right. Control, balance, I love to see that.
First and 10 to the 48. A 4-3 look. The defensive line shifts from right to left. And a blitz showing on the right-hand side. Honolulu comes with it. Handoff Davis up the middle. Davis gashed A 1-yard loss takes a pounding from Gage Wilson, and it's 2nd and 11.
You know, Gage Wilson isn't very big. He's only 6'3", 235 pounds. But he's a born leader over there on that defensive side.
2nd and 11 at the 49-yard line. 4 receivers, 2 split out wide, ball on the left hash, just inside Legend territory, and the handoff again goes to Davis, who breaks off a tackle. First down and more. Big block down the field. First down to the 33. That was Noel Christ, who turns and says, shh, to the Legend defenders as they pick up a first down. Look at the block downfield again.
Like I tell you, the Honolulu defense may as well prepare themselves for a big old heaping helping of Davis the rest of this game.
You got to respect Noel Christ. You know, he's had a bit of a quiet game today, getting down the field, blocking, doing his job, doing his thing. Former running back for a new running back.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's not afraid to get his nose dirty.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Cleveland on the move. Hand off to Davis again, and Davis is stuffed. That is Wilson again. No gain, brings up 2nd down and 10, but Cleveland, good news for them on 2nd down on this drive, has been very efficient and has erased those first down woes.
Yeah, what you bet they're not gonna go away from Davis anytime soon here.
3 receivers, 2 backs in the backfield, 4 down linemen, a 4-2-5 spread defensive look. Toss play out to Davis, left-hand side. Davis couldn't turn the corner. Now it's 3rd and long from the 34-yard line, and this is dangerous territory for Cleveland. You're teetering on a potential sack, taking you out of scoring position or a long field goal.
Yeah, I don't know that Cleveland's maybe on 1 or 2 plays, but I don't think they fare too well 3rd and long situation.
3rd down and long, most teams don't, except if you got Marconi on your side.
Yeah.
Trips to the left. This was a formation that was pretty good for him in the first half. Right back to pass. Right steps into the pocket. He's going to have to check it down to Chris Davis, and Davis does what he can. Gets only 1 yard, but good coverage D downfield by the Legends that time to force what probably will be a long kick here. Unless Cleveland tries to play the field position game, which it looks like they're going to do.
Which is exactly what I would do.
I mean, it is in the rain, 50-yard kick. You don't want to give it up. You want to give field position up just like that. Maybe they can get a good punt out of Minardi. His kick inside. Well, no, it's actually going to fall outside the 10. Returnable from the 11 up to the 12. Could have been a better punt there in that situation, but now it's up to the defense to not give up another big, long play down the field after chewing up 5 minutes of clock with no points.
And maybe this will help Cleveland putting Iba on the short side of the field here. But we'll see.
1st and 10 from the 12. Iba is on the short side. Defended by his former teammate Koyama Shigeki, who has not had a good game today. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the far side right. And Walker takes a deep drop back, fires down the field, nearly intercepted. And Bauman came over to make the play on Caesar Cannon, and boy, at first I thought Cannon was all by himself and was going to walk into the end zone, and the non-star free safety just came over and took him out.
That's the secondary play that the Vipers need.
Now Iba's lined up to the far side of the field. A 3-4 defensive look for Cleveland. Hand off to English, short side left. English gets away from one and then another, and English takes 2 to bring him down. He's got 126 yards and an 8 yards per carry average, and another Legend first down as they get out from the shadow of their own end zone.
You know, since I've been following the SFL, I've always been impressed with English. No matter where he was playing, he's just always impressed me as a back that's going to get it done. And he's proven that time and time again.
And now the Legends are reaping those benefits. 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. High formation for Walker. After a slow start for the Legend offense, they really have fired up here in the 2nd and 3rd quarters. The handoff goes to English around the right, and then cut back left for a 2-yard pickup. Cameron Brantley on the stop. English is confusing my directional ability.
We've talked about Brantley before, how he's such a big hitter, hard hitter.
2nd and 8 at the 31. On formation. Walker, handoff. And is that Jolly back there? I can tell. Looked like he shrunk. Maybe he went out for a rest. Nope, that's English back there. He just must have low to the ground. Protect the football. 3-yard gain.
Either protect the football or himself. He was trying to hide behind those big offensive line.
Third down 5 from the 34. 3 receivers to the left with press coverage here from Cleveland. Don't see a deep safety as Walker's going to try to test it. Nope, they'll flip it out instead, and English ran his route too far to the sideline, and that is a much-needed stop for the Cleveland Viper defense in Honolulu territory.
So there's still room for Cleveland to improve. I mean, they're not out of the woods yet by any stretch of the imagination, but they should get pretty decent field position here, and let's see what they do with the ball then.
Well, we saw an 11-point comeback Thursday night with San Francisco and Minneapolis, with the Bulldogs coming away with a win. Could we see a 14-point comeback here this evening as the Viper, a punt returner, may have to go to the hospital? That was ugly.
Oh, but was that an awesome game between the Maulers and the Bulldogs? That was just, whew. I was sitting there like, are you serious? Is this really happening?
It's everything you want out of a football game, and besides Kaleka going out with the fractured arm, that was a huge hit. But
yeah, you never want to see that.
I mean, you talk about a team that played just about as well as you can play and not win the game. That was Minneapolis on Thursday. Hand off to Davis, and Davis picks up a couple, and Jeb Gatlin gets his 9th tackle of the game. We still have 4:40 left in the third quarter.
Jeb has just been all over the field. I think there was a stretch there, one series, where he was in on every play.
Jeb Gatlin is chasing down the tackle numbers. Second down and 8. Bobby Law, I believe, had 14 tackles in week 1. That was the high, and the tackles on the screen, the stat on the screen doesn't count assisted tackles, so he may already be at that number. 3rd and 3 after another Davis run.
Yeah, they're not going to go away from Davis, and I'm impressed with that. Will that get them a win? Don't know. 3rd down 3. Liners throw. Nope, they're going to hand it off to Davis, and he lost 5 yards. Would not have called that play in that situation. Bradford Unsicker makes the tackle, and Cleveland once again misses an opportunity. Yeah, that was a play there that they probably should have audibled out of.
I mean, again, Davis, where are you going on a 3rd down and 3? Why are you running to the sideline? You know, what compels you in that situation to run to the sideline?
Maybe he wanted some Gatorade.
Oh yeah, this one's mine! This one's mine!
Down at 8. Cleveland punts it away. The Vipers have gone cold from the 29-yard line. No room to return whatsoever. And the Legends will start from the 30-yard line. Iba's been contained in this second half. No receptions. That's going to have to continue.
Yeah, at this point, I think if you're the Legends, you probably just want to run clock, because their defense is solid. They're doing what they need to do to get the Vipers off the field. So really, all they need to do is run clock, and they could take this game on back to Honolulu.
1st and 10 from the 30. Walker back to pass. Walker steps in the pocket. That pass is ripped just out of the reach of the intended receiver as Inyuk applied quarterback pressure. And almost another big play from Kevin Walker, and that can't make the Legend fans feel pretty good, because in the second half of their game a couple of weeks ago, in the 3rd and 4th quarter, Walker just wasn't as on target.
Yeah, that was a strange play there. I don't even know why you throw that ball, especially as good as English has been running.
2nd and 10 of the 30, handoff to English, breaks off of a tackle, and then a nice job by, as you look at English's numbers, non-star making the play at the ankles on Johnny. 3rd and 7.
But it's not like the Legends haven't been successful 3rd and long, so we'll see what happens here.
Back back to pass. Walker going deep, and the pass is caught. He caught it. Caesar Cannon, a dive. First down, Legends, and Mr. Third Down comes up huge in traffic.
Yeah, just a straight go route. Kind of surprised at the defensive coverage on that one as well. Because Caesar Cannon, I mean, he's a great receiver, but he's not the speediest guy.
He's a big guy.
Big guy.
Former tight end from Oklahoma City. 1st and 10 at the 41. The handoff goes to English, and English picks up just 2 yards, and Cleveland sort of sharpening their teeth against Johnny English after he embarrassed them in the second quarter. But I tell you, the big plays out of Cannon and Iba and English and precision passing from Walker, that ability has been the difference in this game.
Big difference.
3 receivers, 2 to the short right-hand side, a 3-4 defensive set. Handoff goes to English, and English is wrapped up. A loss of 1, beautifully done. Again, that was Inyuk in on the tackle, 3rd down and 9.
Like I said, the Legends have been successful in 3rd and long. For whatever reason, Cleveland has not been able to stop them in these situations.
From the 40, and how about this? Out of the shotgun, empty backfield, 4 wide. Walker is going to be... Oh, he got away! Walker still on his feet, and he throws it away. He could have run for the 1st down. It was all alone, and Kevin Walker has a little bit of nerves in a bad situation, and it's 4th down, Honolulu.
Now, you really want to talk about a guy that's not very speedy. That would be Kevin Walker. I think he runs the 40 in maybe 2 days.
Yeah, I mean, nothing in front of him. Nothing. He would have run, well, for 2 days probably. Running.
My grandmother could have caught him.
Man, I mean, wow, what a missed opportunity, and Cleveland catches a huge break thanks to that coverage. And look at the coverage by the punt team. They down the ball at the 5 on 1 hop.
Wow, Cleveland can't catch a break, can they?
I mean, this is a difficult play right here. This ball's going to bounce once at the 8, and he just scoops it up. No problem.
Excellent special team play.
I'd call that a lucky bounce. Cleveland down 14, no score here in the 3rd quarter. And from the 5-yard line, the Vipers need to start getting into attack mode at some point here. They're going to hand it off to Davis, and Davis is going to pick up just 1. Still averaging 4 yards a carry, but haven't seen the spark out of Davis that we saw in the first half, and he just might be getting a little tired out there.
That could be the case, but like I said, I just thought they would be able to go to Davis a little bit more effectively, but that line is not really up many creases for him.
Right, again, off to Davis, left-hand side, breaking tackles, picks up 3, and it's going to set up a 3rd down and 6. And Ronnie Nickens likes to ground and pound. He likes to control the clock. For the most part, they have been able to do that today. But now you're starting to see a little bit of the Santa Fe offense in terms of what they did against that defense the last time. And that got him into trouble, being just a little bit too one-dimensional. 3 receivers, 2 to the right-hand side, far right-hand side of the field. Caleb Wright dropping back to pass, standing at his 2. Wright looking, has to check it down again to Davis. He lost the football. It's a fumble, scooped up, and it's a touchdown for Honolulu. Billy Joe Gatlin forced the fumble, and we're going to have to see, did Davis ever have control? I think he did.
Looked like he took a couple of steps.
The 2nd forced fumble return for a touchdown in 2 weeks in the SFL, and that is a backbreaker for Cleveland.
That also was a very good hit.
Cleveland is going to challenge now. We do have some issues with the ref on this whole possession, not possession thing, so we're just going to have to wait and see, in fact, what the ruling is. Not going to put the touchdown on the board just yet, but let's take a look at this again, okay? Got to make a football move here. Again, great coverage down the field, has to check it down to Davis, and I would argue that that spin move was a football move.
Yeah, I would agree with you. That was a possession, but Cleveland has no choice. They had to challenge.
After review, the play stands. The receiver did not have possession of the ball and is therefore incomplete. The Vipers will be charged with a timeout.
Yeah, just as
The
I
play results
thought.
in
But
a
Cleveland had no
touchdown.
choice. Even if it was clear cut, they still needed to challenge. You never know.
So Cleveland loses a timeout, they lose the ball, and they lose the 14-point deficit. It's now a 20-point deficit as Honolulu has scored 28 unanswered points. Billy Joe Gatlin, Jeb Gatlin, and when you think about it, I mean, we've pretty much mentioned every star player on the Legends today repeatedly. The stars are playing like stars today.
Yuya Iba, Caesar Cannon, Johnny English, the Gatlin boys.
Gage Wilson has had a good day.
Unsicker.
35-14. Honolulu. I would say, Greg, I mean, this is a surprise, particularly with how Cleveland played in the second quarter. And we saw this last week with Cleveland. You know, they were only down by 2 scores at halftime against Santa Fe. They were down by 2 scores at halftime here again today. And they just have not responded in the second half like you would hope that they would.
Yeah, like you said, I'm a bit surprised at the score. But like I said, they've had 2 defensive mistakes and now the fumble. But outside of that, they've done the things they need to do to be in this game. It's just, for lack of a better phrase, if it wasn't for bad luck, they wouldn't have any luck at all.
So the final play of the third quarter here, 4 receivers as Wright is out of the shotgun, and he will flip it out to Davis, who doesn't have a lot of room to run, and that is the end of the quarter.
That's the end of the third quarter. The score is now...
End of quarter number 3, Honolulu leads Cleveland 35-14. Let's take a look at flashback from last season when these 2 teams got together here on the SFL Network on Twitch. Fourth down and 10, right, back to pass, right down the middle of the field, it's caught, and he got the first down to the 11! Extra effort by number 11! That is the 3rd time in the 4th quarter today a 4th down has kept a team alive. 1st and 10 Vipers at the 11. Empty backfield, 4 wide receivers. Right back to throw. Right looks in zone, and it's nearly intercepted. Oh, he almost threw the game away. Scott King has been tightly defended. 2nd down all day. Oklahoma City kept their playoff hopes alive with a 30-25 victory in the first game. Will Honolulu do the same? Right back to throw. Right under the middle. It's inside the 5, down to the 3. 3rd down and 2. The clock is ticking. Give the ball to Johnny. He's not in the game. 4 wide receivers. Caleb Wright 3 yards away. Throws to the end zone and is incomplete. 4th down and Fierro knocked it away again. 4th and 2 from the 3. I think you got to put Johnny English on the field. You got to make him a playmaker. You got to keep the Legends guessing. Fierro is winning this game with 4 passes defended, and they're going to go empty backfield 4 wide. They are going to throw to try to win it. 13-9 Legends right out of the shotgun, back to pass. Caleb Wright looking for a receiver, has time. Time is running out. Caleb Wright's got to throw it. Caleb Wright is sacked, and the ball game is over.
plays.
Start of the fourth quarter, you were saying, Greg, 3 key plays so far in this game.
Yeah, 3 key plays that have really put Cleveland in the gun.
2nd and 8 from the 29, and it's interesting to look at that flashback. And as Davis loses 4 more on the carry, and he's now under 4 yards a carry. When you look at that flashback, an issue in that game last year was that Johnny English didn't get on the field for Cleveland and the chance to win the game. And today, a little bit too much Chris Davis for the fans' liking. Caleb Wright is 15 of 18 passing in this game.
All right. So
3rd down and 12. Wright back to pass, and that one is knocked away. So right as I say that he should throw, Fierro says maybe not, over to my side, and Cleveland goes 3 and out, and it's just starting to snowball on the Cleveland Vipers right now as Honolulu's going to get the ball again.
That was a name I was also going to mention that we hadn't really mentioned that much of, and that was Fierro. And, of course, he pops up there. But, yeah, for Cleveland, I was saying they just need to feed Davis, but they've gotten in a position now where they really have no choice but to put the game in Caleb Wright's hand. He's going to have to just start chucking.
From the 38-yard line, Honolulu on the return, and a nice return up to the 49-yard line. Special teams has been really good for the Legends today, and as we look forward, Honolulu faces Santa Fe next week, Monday night game. These Money Monday games shaping up to be something else, man. That'll be 2 1-0 teams for the 2nd straight week. Very compelling to see how Santa Fe handles the deep ball of Kevin Walker, who's averaging 30 yards of completion today.
That's going to be a fun game.
Walker back to throw. Walker down the field, and it's incomplete. Walker's now 7 of 15 passing, so he's not been the most efficient, but has not thrown an interception, not made that play that's a do or die for Honolulu. And that was just off the hands of the receiver, and that's the 2nd time a receiver has dropped something that Walker's thrown their way.
Yeah, so that wasn't on Walker. That was a very catchable pass.
Meanwhile, for Cleveland, they play Honolulu for the 2nd time within a month. They play the Legends July 16th in Honolulu, and their next game is also on the road at Tallahassee, July 11th. We get our first look at the Pride tomorrow, so the Cleveland Vipers have a couple of weeks to get their house in order and try to turn some things around. And I don't think when you look at it as English is held for no gain, I don't think when you look at it Cleveland has to make a lot of drastic changes. I think that they just need to get Caleb Wright some more touches, and they got to figure out whatever defense they're getting burned on the outside by the receivers.
I think the big thing they need to do is go find a chicken foot, go find Miss Rudolph, and get her to put some the voodoo that they do.
3rd down and 10, and a short throw is picked off, intercepted by I believe a defensive lineman who dropped back in coverage. First mistake by Kevin Walker, and Cleveland starts the 4th quarter. The defensive tackle in coverage makes the play. The big fella, you gotta like that.
Is that Elfage?
No, that's Green, the defensive tackle. He even showed a vertical on the catch to make the play.
Maybe they need to put him at wide receiver.
What an effort there, as Cleveland, a little bit of spring in their step now. 10:40 to go. It's a 3-score game. A quick score here could make things interesting. Wow, defensive tackle making an INT. You don't see that often. As Davis gets the carry around the right-hand side, and he picks up 3, and they won't leave it alone.
No, what they need, though, they need to get a quick score. They really do. Because pretty soon here, the clock's going to be against them. They're going to be up against it. And as much as I'm impressed with them continuing to go to Davis, they're going to have to get some scores.
2nd and 7 as Fierro is guarding King at the bottom of the screen. And again, they're going to hand it off to Davis around the left side. Davis is going to try to make fools out of all of us. He picks up the 1st down, but can't get much more than that. And Davis has got to be at 35 carries at this point. I mean, he's getting worked like I can't remember a time that a running back has been worked this much in an NFL game before.
I don't know about Davis, but I'm tired just watching it.
First and 10 of the 33. I mean, you got to hand it to the kid. He's got a motor.
Yeah, he does.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line. 3 in the backfield. King top of the screen. Honolulu showing a blitz. They come with it, and Davis ran right into it. A loss of 1 yard. 2nd and 11.
But he appears to be, he doesn't seem to be fatigued. He gets up. He's still got spring in his step. But I guess if I'm Cleveland, the one thing I would be concerned with is him getting injured.
Yeah, I mean, you run a guy into the ground so much, that could become a possibility. 2nd and 11 at the 34. Vipers looking for a last gasp effort. And a great pocket for Caleb Wright, but he's sacked. Couldn't find anybody open. And a loss of 1 yard will set up a 3rd down and 12. And, man, you thought that might have been the opportunity for them to attack downfield, and well played again by the Honolulu secondary.
Yeah, like I said, for Cleveland, these 3rd and long situations, they just have not been good for them at all.
And coverage for the Legends. Line shifts from right to left. Davis, in the backfield, a line to the left-hand side. Wright looking down the middle of the field. Caught inside the 10, down to the 8. That is Noel Kreis for the first down and goal Vipers.
Okay, take back what I just said. But no, before, they had not been doing very well on 3rd and long.
And that was Nathaniel Grayson got greedy there. He came up to try to make the interception and then realized, whoop, he just got behind me, didn't he?
Yeah, Kreis, that was a very good catch, too.
First and goal from the 8-yard line, 8:15 to go in the 4th quarter. And Wright takes a deep drop back. He will fire down the middle of the field. It's nearly intercepted. And breaking the pass up is Gage Wilson. Noel Kreis been targeted 7 times, has 5 grabs today.
Yeah, that was a situation I felt like they would have given it to Davis. But I'm not out there on the field, so what do I know?
So the Sunday Showcase game, the Orlando Intimidators and the Tallahassee Pride, Battle of Florida. What do you think of that matchup, Greg, tomorrow at 3?
I think it's going to be a fun matchup. I think both teams coming off losses have some things to prove. Although I think the bigger upside is with the Intimidators. I don't really know, since they're a franchise, a new team in the league. Not really that familiar with Tallahassee. Haven't got a feel for them yet.
Orlando's never been 0-2, so that would be shocking if they fell in that game. 3rd down and goal from the 8. Swing pass is to the 1. Caught by, I believe, Kreis. Yes, Kreis on the catch.
They've got to go for it.
Yeah, you got to go on 4th and goal. Are they kicking the field goal? Why would you do that? Are they saying the game is over?
Wow.
That's basically what they're saying. They're saying that they can't make a 21-point comeback. That's just folding up shop and going home. That's unbelievable. That is unbelievable. And we've seen some questionable, I don't know what you call it, strategy before. But that's got to be the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in league history.
Well, I'm speechless.
And then they're not going to onside kick. They're just going to kick it away. I mean, maybe Cleveland feels like they have enough time to still score 3 more times. But,
Well, unless Cleveland figures out a way to harness time and to stop Johnny English. They don't have enough time.
I mean, that really blows my mind. And you think if Cleveland starts to come back, let's say they get a touchdown on, twice in the next 7 minutes, best case scenario, right? You're looking back at that 4th and goal at the 1 and thinking to yourself, wow, we really actually could have won this game. That's horrible. That's horrible. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line, 3 receivers, and All the pressure's on Honolulu now to close this game out. Walker back to throw. He's going deep down the field, and again, Iba is wide open. Iba past the 20, 10, and Honolulu has made it a rout. And that is the 4th touchdown pass for Yuya Iba, and Koyama Shigeki is screaming at somebody.
Yeah, that was the 3rd time that he scored on that play.
Shigeki just couldn't find the football. Iba went to the outside, and Shigeki was all over the place looking for the ball, and I don't think he has anyone to blame on that play but himself. He was on him.
Right.
Just couldn't find the ball.
But I think he was expecting safety help too. Probably be able to see that when we go back in the highlights. I think he should have had help over the top.
Yuya Iba over 200 yards and 4 touchdowns today. Was a bronze last year, elevated back up to a silver. And Honolulu is about to go 1-0 and send Cleveland down to 0-2. 42-17, the Legends. I tell you what, man. Honolulu Legends, big playability. If I'm Santa Fe, I'm making sure we got that locked down.
Yeah, I gave the coming into today's game, I gave this a slight edge to the Legends, but I didn't think it would be this big of an edge.
42-17, and just more of the same for Cleveland as they struggle to sort of figure out how to get out of the cellar. I think that eventually, all it takes for teams in this league is to have that epiphany moment. Something works, something clicks. You stay with it. It's hard to stop. And teams get on a roll. That's what happens with Orlando.
Right.
From season to season. We've seen that happen with teams like San Francisco, who just kind of get hot and they play great in the playoffs. We've seen that over time, and that's just all Cleveland needs. They just need that epiphany moment. They just haven't gotten it yet. As Davis takes the carry around the right-hand side, and this guy, as Billy Joe Gatlin, now has 9 tackles. I'm starting to feel bad for Davis. He's going to be sitting in the ice tub for hours.
Oh yeah. But on paper, Cleveland matches up well with most teams throughout the league. They match up well with the Legends. Like I said, I gave the Legends a slight edge, but that was it, just a slight edge. And I'm just baffled as to this one.
The talent's there. We saw it in the second quarter, and we saw it through 3 quarters with Caleb Wright completing 15 of 18 passes. He certainly knows how to complete passes, and somewhere along the line in that third quarter, the Vipers just got too complacent. Oh, we'll get them eventually. And Honolulu just wasn't playing that game.
Well, it was kind of obvious. I mean, this last series they had the ball and
that pass is picked off, intercepted. Second turnover of the day, and the pass is picked off by Jeb Gatlin.
Wow, these boys are just earning that money.
Jeb Gatlin's got an interception. Billy Joe Gatlin's got a forced fumble. They both have at least 9 tackles.
Well, it looks like the wheels have come off in Cleveland.
And for the 5th time in 6 games so far this SFL season, we see a rout end up on our hands, and we've got some good ball games coming up. The 1-0 Knights and the 1-0 Dragons on Monday night. The 1-0 Legends and the 1-0 Gorillas. Man, I almost said it again. In week 3, 2-yard loss there for English. She's down to $1.33. So we got a couple of great Monday night games. The Sunday Showcase is coming up. Obviously, the Florida Connection. And then I believe Louisville opens up their home slate in week 3 against San Francisco, which also will be a very interesting game. I'm pretty sure we're going to see Louisville bounce back just fine, as Walker's going to drop the throw, goes down the field. That's Iba again to the 10. 1st and goal. Yuya Iba has been unstoppable today. He looks like the best receiver in this league the way he's playing.
Yeah, he does. Kind of puts you in mind of Abu Ratsabo.
That's not an easy catch, and Shigeki is draped all over him on that play.
Yeah, if I'm the Cleveland ownership and the coaching staff, I would try not to get disheartened. because it's still going to be a long season. Just go back to the drawing board and just figure some things out and just take it a step at a time. But don't get disheartened. There's too many games left to throw in the towel.
I feel like the Vipers took a step forward this week. I know the score, is a 25-point deficit, but I feel like they showed flashes of what they can be.
Right.
Against Santa Fe, look at Ivan. He's averaging like 40 yards a catch. It's just sensational. But I feel like they showed some flashes this week. Against Santa Fe, they just really couldn't show anything. Santa Fe's defense had second and goal, English around left-hand side, picks up a couple. Johnny English still putting in the work. I'm a little surprised the backups are not in for the Legends at this point. Third and goal.
Yeah, I would be making wholesale changes for risk of injury.
Yeah, after what we saw just a couple nights ago.
Yeah, Kalika.
Yep, you just don't want that to happen to your squad. 3.5 to go. Dan Stevens, Peter O'Keefe coming up with the 2K Sports post-game show. It's a pleasure bringing you another day of SFL football as the Legends are going to find the win column. Hand off on a third down and goal, and Johnny English is going to score on what looked like a play where it's just, okay, let's just hand it off and kill some clock. Johnny English scores another touchdown. I believe that is his second of the day, and it's 48-17.
Yeah, Honolulu did themselves a very big service when they got English on the squad. Not that Christ wasn't a good back, but I think English is a much more serviceable, much more accomplished back than Christ was.
For all the crap that Honolulu's gotten of their dark road uniforms, it's not going to be gotten. The way they played today.
I would see if I could darken them up some more.
They're going to kill you in that chat room. 49-17, 3:15 to go. Thanks, Landry Hat. Appreciate it. .316 to go in the fourth quarter, and this one is all but sold, and stands are starting to empty out a little bit as fan support's always here in Cleveland. It's not like they've really had anything else that has been successful over the past 30 years. I mean, obviously,
40,
there, but
50 years.
On the football side.
Right.
I mean, these teams they just want to see a winner. As you see Davis, he has 40 carries today. And that is just too much. A decent day on the ground, but we've seen him really slowed in the second half. Right back to pass. Flips it outside. Pass caught by Davis. He's going backwards. Forward progress gives him a 1-yard gain. No huddle here for Cleveland, 2nd and 9. Receiver set, right back to pass. Right, check down to English. And maybe it's a testament of the two secondaries, the two strong secondaries that Cleveland has faced. Caleb Wright is having to check down a lot of footballers.
Yeah.
Because again, he checks it down for a 3-and-out.
Which is not too surprising. I mean, he's not a quarterback that has a great deal of pocket presence. He's not able to read defenses very well. He has a quick release and a laser arm. I mean, he can get the ball out, but it's a matter of okay, what is he seeing downfield?
4th down and 5. They're going to try to get the playoff before the 2-minute warning. They do just that. That's right. Will swing it outside. Turns the corner. It does Christ. 1st down. Takes a heavy hit for it. And we pause 10 seconds for station identification along the Viper Radio Network before the Cleveland concludes their 2-minute drive.
Viper football is on the air. WCVF 98.3 FM, the Sports Authority.
This game was really lost when the Vipers, I think, went for the field goal. 35-14 had an opportunity to make it a 2-touchdown game with 8 minutes left, and they just folded in the towel.
If I'm the Cleveland organization, what I'm doing this week is I'm working the dog crap out of this team. We're going to find some answers. We're going to figure out, okay, what is it that we need to do? I mean, night and day. We're going to work until we figure out what is it that we're doing wrong.
1:30 to go in the fourth quarter. 1st and 10 from the 35. Wright steps up, hit as he threw, and he got whacked by, I believe, the only non-star linebacker on this team. Olsen, everybody making plays.
Yeah, you can't help but, like I said, feel for Cleveland. There was a point in the game where they were doing everything right, and they were still down 2 scores.
2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line, empty backfield, 4 receivers for Cleveland. Right back to pass. And that pass is caught at the sideline. Nice ball all the way across the field to Christ. Will set up a 3rd down and 4, and it stops the clock with 1:19 to go.
But on the flip side, Honolulu can't be anything but just thrilled with their performance today. Especially preseason not included, their playoff loss last year to the eventual champion, the Maulers, was very disheartening, I'm sure, for that organization. For them to come back the way they did today and play a game that really counts, I mean, that has to really make them feel good about moving forward in the future.
I mean, they were down 14-7. Since then, they've outscored Cleveland 42-3. And, the jet lag wore off. I mean, this team looked like they were really going to struggle today early on. And they just, amazingly sprung to life.
It looked like Cleveland is the one that was suffering jet lag.
4th and 4, and Honolulu goes offside, so that's going to be, they're going to get the 1st down anyway. Cleveland, if you want to look at the positives, is now 2 for 2 on 4th down, and their drive will continue.
Like I said, Cleveland just needs to work on some things. I mean, if I'm Cleveland, I'm not trying to figure it all out, and not all of the problems, because you're not going to figure it all out. There's just 1 or 2 key things they need to do. Insofar as their defense and there's that one defensive play they're calling that Iba scored on 3 times. They need to just wreck that.
Well, and they got 2 weeks to figure it out. I mean, they very well could. I mean, come back against Tallahassee in a couple of weeks. Another Saturday game for this team.
Right.
And really, show what they got. As Wright drops to throw on a 1st and 10 down the middle. That pass is caught just shy of the 1st down. Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 9. So Cleveland once again knocking on the door. And Wright will pump fake, throw down the middle, back of the end zone. The pass is knocked away and incomplete. 3rd down and 1 intended for King, who has been silent in the 4th quarter.
Like I said, personnel-wise, Cleveland matches up with most of the teams here in the league, and so I think insofar as their scheme is concerned, they're just off on just a few things that they need to be doing differently.
I mean, goodness, two silver receivers, a gold quarterback, a gold running back.
Yep.
On paper, the most talented offense in the league. Have not been able to put it together. As Wright drops to throw, he'll flip it outside. That pass is caught. 1st and goal at the 4-yard line. That's Davis out of the backfield. Continue to puddle on.
Davis's cardio has to be off the chain. I mean, he's still looking fresh, still running like the game just started. He's probably touched the ball how many times?
Kevin Walker's still trying to get out of the backfield.
Yeah.
1st and goal from the 4. 47 seconds to go. Can Cleveland tack on a touchdown? Fade, corner. Wow, what a catch by Scott King. That was pretty. We saw a fade out of Xavier Brunson, touchdown Cleveland. We saw a fade out of Xavier Brunson Thursday night, but this one, gorgeous. Look at this play.
Where's that been?
Just a nice pitch and catch to the back of the end zone, perfectly placed. 49-23. And if you really want to get technical, Cleveland should have gone for 2 to make it a 3-score game, but I guess we'll just put that away.
Yeah. Let's just chalk that up to just wanting to go home.
Extra point is good. We'll be seeing an onside kick here. Let's make things fun and interesting in the last 40 seconds. Why not?
May as well. Because I don't, even if they don't recover their onside kick, I would anticipate Honolulu is just going to take a knee.
Well, and Cleveland only has 2 timeouts. They are going to onside kick. Cleveland only has 2 timeouts, so they would not be able to, or Honolulu will be able to run out the clock regardless. So, yeah, might as well. We talk about point differential and it being, a factor. As that kick is off the hands of a Honolulu. It's still bouncing around, and the Legends recover at the 39-yard line.
Of course they do.
Just the type of day it's been for Cleveland. Had their opportunities. That was a wet ball out there.
So, as I said, Honolulu has to be very impressed with their performance today. That's going to be a fun ride back to Honolulu.
Hardy. Timeout Cleveland. They have 1 left. And the thing for Honolulu is, we looked at the stats at the end of the third quarter. Walker had only thrown 14 passes. How long was this team on the field today? I mean, they scored 49 points in a hurry.
Yeah.
They got the fumble return for a touchdown. They had 2 long scores from Iba. They had that ridiculous run by Johnny English, which I'm still kicking myself I didn't have a better call on it. And, they scored so quickly. What will this team do when they're actually on the field for a longer period of time? And B, can they sustain drives as an offense? Because we just didn't get to see a lot of that today.
Well, what little we saw of Cannon and Iba, they are definitely long-range missiles. And you throw that in with English, and they're just going to be a force to be reckoned with. I think.
I don't think the people of Hawaii really like long-range missiles being brought up.
No, you're probably right.
Maybe they're over.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
They would rather hear about Spam.
And tikis and luau's and all that. We definitely know when they score in Honolulu, it's a party over there. That's for sure. So the clock is winding down. The Legends are going to go to 1-0. Cleveland's going to fall to 0-2 and have 2 weeks to think on it before taking on the expansion Tallahassee Pride. Honolulu 49 and Cleveland 24 on a dreary afternoon here in Cleveland, Ohio. For Greg Morris and I'm your play-by-play commentator, Cameron Irvine. And Greg, your final thoughts on this game.
Like I said, Cleveland just needs to go and just correct a few things. Don't try to right the entire ship. Honolulu should be impressed with what they did as they move forward in this season, and I'm just looking forward to the rest of the season. It's going to be exciting. I mean, this is I'm enjoying it so much.
Our next broadcast is tomorrow, 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern. The Sunday showcase game between the Orlando Intimidators and the Tallahassee Pride. Then a big game on Money Mondays. Don't forget you can win money with the SFL on Monday nights if you're in the chat room. The undefeated New York Knights take on their new rivals, the undefeated DC Dragons, 6 Central, 7 Eastern. Dan and Peter have the rest of your call from Cleveland, Ohio. Have a great rest of your Saturday.
And that is going to do it for this one. The Legends come out on top, 49-24. With this one in the books, let's take a look back at some of the action. So, the ball game is over. Let's take a quick look back at how it went with our post-game show. Let's get started in this one early in the third quarter. Number 34 would make the first guy miss, and then he'd rip off a chunk of yardage here. Unfortunately, they could not capitalize on the play. The Legends, midway through the third, number 24 would get the carry here. Good blocking up front, and it helped to Springer. Unfortunately, the drive stopped shortly afterwards, and they had to punt it away. Towards the end of the third quarter, the Legends winning by 14. Number 9 went to work on third down, and he was able to find his man. The Vipers, on defense, Allen would turn the tide here as he would scoop up the fumble and hightail it the other way. A 94-yard play that set up touchdown for the visitors. The Vipers back 35-14. Green would come up with the big play to kill a drive as he was able to step in front of a wayward pass for an INT. Still in the fourth quarter, the Vipers with the ball at the 35. Number 19 went up top on a third down play, and he was able to find his man. That set up an extra point-like 19-yard field goal. Midway through the fourth, the Legends out in front by 18. Number 13 came up with a big play as he was able to pull this one in. They have opened it up and now lead by 25. The Vipers, middle of the fourth, number 56 is reading the quarterback's eyes all the way, and he's able to get his hands on this one and picks it off. The Vipers down 42-17. Number 24 got the carry as they pounded him out on the ground, and he made the most of it. An 8-yard touchdown for the visitors. The Legends have opened it up and now lead by 32. The Vipers late in the fourth quarter, the ball at the 4-yard line. Number 19 needed to be on target here, and he was. A 3-yard touchdown for the home team, and that will do it. The Legends win big, 49-24. And now for our 2K Sports Player of the Game.
Number 13 showed us exactly why he's a legend. Well, he was the best player on the winning team. It's as simple as that. We'll see if he's able to keep up this high level of play in the games ahead.
For my partner, Peter O'Keefe, this is Dan Stevens saying goodbye until next time.